I can't think. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I can't. What am I supposed to do?
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Bill. I hope you can hear me properly. As usual, I changed my shit around in where I am. We're off to a great start. Words aren't flowing. Let me breathe. Welcome everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day. I always forget that it's morning or it's a brand new day over where most of you are in the northern hemisphere, and then down here it's nighttime. But yeah, it's just been very, very cold today. It's been hoodie weather and yeah, tracky dacks. So where are we? Yeah, tonight. So this is a follow-on from not a follow-on. I'm going to do a little CB focus series, and I'm focusing on the feeding to start with. And so I did the article. I've done many articles, but yeah, her last article where she spoke about her struggles with feeding V, and there was so much that she missed, and I could not help but scream that she was just missing the fact that he was born premature, and that's a big thing with feeding. And not only, you know, I have to say that all this is just my opinion throughout this video and stuff, as it always is, but I feel like my opinion holds a bit more weight this time just because I am a premature baby. And so I've always found similarities between my development and V's development. But the one thing is, like I was saying this on Twitter, is my mum never let me know that I was delayed or behind, even though I was. Like, this is why I call myself snail girl. I've always said, like, I'm a spirit animal, must be a snail, because I'm a little bit behind the world. But like, I kind of enjoy being behind the world, but I guess you have to adapt to what you got because you don't know no different. You know, my mum never like told me that. I've only recently, in the last few years, because I'm 40 this year, been told really what went on. And then I have gone on to, just in the last 3 years, figure out why my digestive system is so fucked. So this whole time I thought that I had all these other things like IBS and that, but it all really stems down to having spina bifida. And well, I don't have it, but I partially have it. Most Prem babies do. And this video that Katie, we're going to watch tonight, it's from Katie Joy Live. It's, what date was it? Well, I uploaded it on November 17th, so it was probably like November 16 or something, 2020. And she's, yeah, an expert now on premature babies, even though she wasn't in 2015 when she wrote the article, which if you didn't, if you didn't watch my video, that's cool, but you should just go in, give the video a like, and then in the description, I've left the link if you just want to go in there and read it for yourself, because I know how annoying my voice is. Oh man, I shit myself. I can't even like listen back. Anyway, what are we doing? I always throw myself off. If only I could stay on the point, that would be great. Struggles, yeah. So yes, I'm a Prem baby. I don't believe that V, from what I've put together, was severely Prem as I was. I think that he was a late term Prem, so he was. I think she gave birth at 37 weeks or something. Yeah, not to compare or anything, blah blah. My birth was quite traumatic, and I so just the basics. I think it was like 6 to 8 weeks. Like my mum can't quite remember. She's got like PTSD from my birth, and so like remembering all the details. I didn't have like skin to skin contact with my mum, but it wasn't really seen as important 40 years ago as it is now. And I didn't actually have skin to skin contact with anyone until like after a fortnight or something, because I was just in the incubator and you could only touch me with gloves. And yeah, so that affected my whole life because I've got like attachment issues, but I stay away from people. Then I don't get attached. Life of a hermit. Get to the point. Yeah, but yeah, spina bifida really did mess with from my waist down. I'm like really weak basically, and my digestive system is like semi-paralysed from it. But yeah, we're going to listen to Katie talk about all that, or because she's the expert on everything. As soon as she comes across, I was even because I made a playlist of focusing on feeding. I'll link it below. But yeah, I was going over the videos that I've made on the tube feeding one in particular, which I can't watch again. You can already hear it in my voice. If you haven't watched that video, you need to watch it, because Katie switches. She just thinks that she knows better than the doctors. She thinks that she knows more than every single other person in the tube feeding groups and special need parenting, all that. She's the expert now because her son's on the feeding tube. And it's just fuck. She just takes him off like a formula with all the vitamins and shit that's going to help him grow, and puts him on this basically salt and water blended food mix, and then complains that he's lost weight. No, it's fuck. Okay, we're not going into that. We're going into Katie. That's where we're going. Okay. We should breathe. I've got to breathe. Before we get into that, I know dribble on forever. Timestamps are great. Shout out to the replay crew. They just come back in, boom, 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 and they're out. But I love the people that come and hang out in the chat. Hi, Cactus crew. Also, if you want to get your own Cactus badge, you can become a Cacti contributor. Obviously, they contribute. You get members only exclusive content plus extra perks and stuff. There's only one tier. And you get shout outs. And tonight, I'd like to shout out Lauren Elizabeth. And thank you so much for being a Cacti contributor. You know that I really do appreciate you. And like, seriously, when we first crossed paths, I'd never come across someone so nice in comments. You just have this beautiful energy that just draws me in every time. You're just so kind, and keep being that kind of person and bringing that kind of energy. I hope you have a good day. Okay, let's get into it. Look, 10 minutes. It's a good jump forward. Fuck. Whenever I set it up, I don't know what to do. Let's just add her in. It's scary, but yeah, and it's World Preemie. Yeah, see, I've never called it Preemie. That's what she calls it. But what does she says karaoke for karaoke and hammock for hammock, although that might just be Aussie slang, like hammock. Can't be bothered saying the whole word. I'm pressing play.
Hi, you guys. I don't know what is going on with YouTube today. I'm having some serious, I've had this like red bar in my YouTube all day. So I'm starting this over because I didn't, for some reason, I don't know what's going on. Welcome to my channel. This is a very impromptu live, but I am trying to see, one, if this is working, and two, I don't know what's going on with YouTube today. Anyways, welcome. Thanks for being here. I am going to be doing a few things differently on this platform, and I was talking to you guys about this last week. Yeah, I don't think anyone's getting notifications for this, so hopefully people will check. I did a share, I think, if I can't share it to anywhere right now. Anyways, the notifications today have just like been super messy. I've had this like red bar in my channel all day where it basically says like data isn't available. Nothing on YouTube. Yeah, if you're a member, I don't think anyone's getting notifications for this, so hopefully people will check. I did a share, I think, if I can't share it to anywhere right now. Anyways, the notifications today have just like been super messy. I've had this like red bar on my channel all day where it basically says like data isn't available. Nothing on YouTube. Yeah, if you're a member, you should have gotten a member notification. Anyways, so welcome back. Sorry if this was a mess, but you've got all of them. Good. Okay. So tomorrow is actually World Prematurity Day. And so one of the things that I want to do on this platform is to talk about things that I am passionate about and bring awareness to. I have a lot going on in my life besides just, doing research for Delivering You the Tea and talking about, mundane, silly things that are going on with reality TV stars. I have also had a heart for sharing just experiences in my life, as well as bringing awareness for various topics that I feel like we just don't talk about enough. And my unique experience is that I am a mother of a child that is a premature baby, but also has a lot of medical conditions. And I have a lot of mothers of children with disabilities, children that are mothers of children on the spectrum. I have a lot of individuals on the spectrum. I have a lot of individuals with chronic illness. I have a lot of individuals that have various life-threatening diseases that have followed me over the years. And that has always, no matter what format I do, they kind of have just come with me. I started as
I just want to point that out. We've spoken about that her audience is a vulnerable audience. They're easy to manipulate. They're easy to control. And she knows that. Let's carry on.
a writer that shared my blogging journeys, raising a child with special needs and raising a child that had medical conditions. And as he has gotten older, I don't talk about it as much, but it's still a huge part of my life. And it's still a huge part of like my outreach and my advocacy, because I feel like there are so many people that are in this world that are very left by themselves. They don't have anyone that they feel like they can talk to. They feel like they are alone. They feel like they have they're invisible. They feel like they've been left behind. They feel like they have been ignored. They feel like they aren't seen. And then there's just the challenges of doing this in a way that's respectful for my son, but also helps other people, and then builds awareness for everything. And tomorrow is World Prematurity Day. And so my son was a premature baby. He was born at 35 weeks, which would be considered like a late term preemie. Children that are born premature are there's various stages of prematurity. There's like the micro preemies, which I think is like 23 weeks to 25 weeks or 26 weeks. And then you have the preemies that are like a little bit later than that. They're like 26 weeks to 30 weeks. And then you have like the 30 to 35 weeks, that kind of thing. After 36, 37 weeks, any child born before 37 weeks is considered a preterm baby. babies that are born in the later end, so a baby that's born typically between 34 and 37 weeks, might only spend like a week or two in the hospital, sometimes more, sometimes less. But generally, the course for any parent that has a child that's a preemie certainly means that they are going to spend some time in the neonatal intensive care unit. And if you have if you are a parent that has gone through the NICU, you will know that it is it's a world. It's a world. It's a different world. It's a place of, it's like you're a NICU mama. It's like being in another planet. You are like in a different, you're in a, I can't even think of the word. It's like, it's like a completely different universe, because out in the real world, people are like busy doing things and everything is going on. But in the NICU, it's like everything is measured to the milligram and the milliliter. And, you know, your child's weight is measured so particularly. Every ounce that they take in via their mouth is measured. Every minute that they can suck on a bottle or nurse is measured.
And there's an article where Katie talks about this, about the beeps and how she can't, whenever she's in hospitals now and she hears the beeping machines, still takes her back to those days. And a lot of her articles are just all about her, but she doesn't like research into what infants, newborns in the NICU, how they develop, their brain is developing differently or their sensory is, it's all far out brain. Get your words together. Developing differently than the norm, because that's what they are exposed to, like bright lights being measured, everything being so clinical, whereas a normal newborn baby would be at home being swaddled, close to the mum, you know, that's the way. It's just, yeah. God, I hope I can get through this. I didn't think it was going to affect me, but I'm a bit thrown. Whenever she's talking about serious subjects, what she chooses to wear really fucking messes with my head. Like, why would you wear this when you were talking about something so serious? And you'll see, like, as this goes on, it really does become about the top, not what she's saying. She really does flaunt it.
We have so many IVs and poles and tubes, and there's oxygen, and there's incubators, and there's bilirubin, and there's heel pricks, and there's bradycardia, and there's apneic spells, and you are just in this world of constant beeps, because at any time while you're in the NICU, there is always some baby, whether it's the 23-week micro preemie or the 35-weeker, that is having an issue. And all of those beeps and all of those just incidents, they sort of start to like play on your, like you start to develop this, I don't know, once you are out of the NICU, anytime you hear a beep, you just sort of like flinch. You're like, what was that beep? I mean, the beeping on the pulse ox. So they're checking their pulse ox. Premature babies, they drop their oxygen like nothing. It's the scariest thing ever. Your child will just be sitting there, and then all of a sudden you'll see that your child's oxygenation level dips to like 70, and you're like, what the hell? Or bradycardia, their heart rates just drop to the 50s, and you're like, what's going on? And it's just, that's what the NICU is. It's constant beeping. Emergency after emergency after emergency. And then also a lot of quiet, nothing to do. My baby just needs to sleep and get to their gestational age. So, and it's just, that's what the NICU is. It's constant.
I'm pretty sure she got excited when she said it's just a lot of drama going on or whatever. It's so hard for me because I tune her out. I tune out her voice and I just read her body language. And when she strokes her hair, because her hair is her ego, this is all my opinion. But yeah, it looks like she got excited. But yeah, also the rubbing of the chin.
And constant beeping. Emergency after emergency after emergency. And then also a lot of quiet, nothing to do. My baby just dropped to the 50s and you're like, what's going on? And it's just, that's what the NICU is. It's constant beeping. Emergency after emergency after emergency. And then also a lot of quiet, nothing to do. My baby just needs to sleep and get to their gestational age. So you for sure get used to all.
Also, she just sounds like she's a walking, talking Wikipedia page. I hate how she can never talk. My son went through this and this, like my son. She's always like, when you're in the NICU, this happens, and then your child does this. Like, no, speak for your child. Stop proclaiming in your fucking drinking chair. You just know what everyone's going on. But yeah, stroke that hair when everything's an emergency. That's what you live for, that kind of.
All of the beeps, you get used to all of the noises. But then when you leave, you kind of just leave this world and you're like, okay, now what? Now what do I do? One of the things that I think a lot of people don't prepare you for when you have a child that's premature is that you give birth and you have this experience where you have your child, right? Whether you have it cesarean or otherwise, one of the things that I think a lot of people don't prepare you for when you have a child that's premature is that you give birth and you have this experience where you have your child, right? Whether you have it cesarean or otherwise, you've literally carried this baby, they've come into the world, and then you don't get to go home with them. So all that planning you did for your birth plan, where you packed your bag and you had the little outfit for your baby and you had everything planned out with the car seat and you knew exactly what they were going to wear home, and you never considered that you were going to leave the hospital alone without your baby. And the day that we were discharged out of the hospital was probably the hardest day, one of the hardest days I have ever had as a parent. Leaving my heart in a hospital and not knowing who was taking care of him and if he was going to be okay and if I should.
I swear that is, she's read that somewhere, but someone saying it's like I left my heart there. Just the way she said that, because she's like, the day we were discharged, what, you were discharged? Your son had to remain in the NICU. So why are you saying we? Then she's saying, I left my heart. You don't have a heart to leave. Just in my opinion, as usual.
Trust them and how long I should be away and where I should go. And I remember getting home and crying, like just tears streaming down my face, so sad, so lost, so heartbroken, never knowing when he was going to come home, and then not feeling like he was my child because I didn't get to control what was happening. He had to stay there because he was sick and he had to grow and he had to get better and he had to get bigger. And there's this weird space of, especially if you're a nursing mom, which I was, you are engorged and you want to feed your baby and you can't. And so you have to get up in the middle of the night and pump, even though that would be when you were supposed to feed your baby, but you can't feed them because they're in the hospital and they couldn't take it from here anyway because it's too much energy. You have to conserve energy. We need to conserve energy. Energy becomes like one of your biggest topics of, you need to conserve all the energy because the little baby gets petered out so fast. We don't want to push them. We need them to take their time. We don't want to make them exhausted. We don't want to give them adverse, we don't want to push the bottle on them so that then they become adverse. They get oral aversion. It's this massive, delicate balance of feeling like you want to help your child and you can't. And then you have all these nurses and doctors telling you that like everything that you're doing or all of your instincts to what you want to do is completely opposite of what you can do. So it was very, very, very emotional for me, but then also I think just emotional for my husband. I'm always grateful that my son has no yeah, my son had a feeding tube, and like that was because he didn't have the energy to eat. And that's a super common part of having a preemie, is to give them a feeding tube because they don't have the energy to eat. But there's just, you know, there's so much about having a preemie that you're just never prepared for. And then none of your friends, or most of my friends, had never had a preemie, so I had no one to talk to about it. None of my friends understood what it was like to not bring their baby home right away. They didn't understand what it felt like to go to a hospital for 7 weeks with every night coming home and not getting to sleep with your baby. They didn't know what it was like to not fall asleep with their baby, like, or cuddle with their baby. Like, I remember having to beg my nurse to just give me a recliner so I could put my son on my chest, because that's all I wanted. I just wanted him to fall asleep on me. And he was just constantly in this bed with lights.
Katie, at least you were able to walk out of NICU and leave your child there. Like, you know, at least you were able to walk around. You had anguish that you couldn't hold your child. My mum didn't have that option. My mum was put into a medically induced coma because she lost 80% of her blood giving birth to me. There's people that went through so much more, and my birth was so traumatic. But my mum never let me know that I was delayed any fucking way. Like, I grew up thinking that I was just like everyone else. Well, you know, Santa is real. But these talks of, get to the point. Are we talking about the child that's born premature, or are we talking about Katie? Sorry, I have to remind myself, listen to her. It's really hard because my brain just wants to tune her out. It's what I do usually to the world when I step outside my door. I'm just like, tuned everyone out.
I know babies aren't supposed to have tubes and cuffs and BB machines, correct? So tomorrow is the World Prematurity Day, and 15 million babies are born every year that are premature. It is the leading cause of loss for children under the age of 5. It is children that are born premature are at higher risk for developing autism, learning disabilities, cerebral palsy, asthma, among other things. They have a higher incident of ADHD because of the brain not developing fully. So that's what the part of it they don't really tell you, is that when your child is born premature, your child's brain is so much smaller than the actual size of the brain is at birth, and that can cause a lot of developmental delays and issues. And you get used to learning about their adjusted age versus their real age. And some children that are born premature will not have any issues. They will catch up within a few years. You will not even know the difference. They won't be smaller. They won't be anything. And then some kids just don't.
While you are sitting there just having a scratch-a-thon, Katie, because this is what you do when you're really not sure of what you're saying, because you're not really sure about who you are and your insecurities just show like fucking crazy. But hello from a Prem baby. I just want to say that really, if you had done any research on a premature baby, your child would have had a greater chance at properly developing. You didn't give him the chance, in my opinion, just from reading all your articles. Like, that's where all this information comes from. I'm just basically spewing it back into your face, but you know, in a nice, polite way, not how you shoved it down mine. Halfway through an article, and you're just like, whoa. Really? But why didn't you have this information back in 2015 when you wrote that article where you were just sitting there going, my child, I can't sit here for 3 hours. They won't eat. Well, that's what you've got to have fucking patience with a premature baby. My mother breastfed me, but gosh, she said she used to have to sit for 4 hours because premature babies in particular cannot suck, they don't have muscles in their mouth. So they're unable to use their tongue to chew and to swallow. It also affects toddlers, you know, delayed in speech. But you can't rely on professionals, Katie, to always raise your son and, you know, by therapists correcting his behavior and all this, like specialists doing this. You've got to, you have to take some responsibility at home as a parent. And between those, you know, years 0 to 3, the brain is like a sponge. My gosh, my friend's child knew sign language by 6 months. I have like 2 nieces that are bilingual. Yeah, and they're only 5 and they know like a different language other than English. So, Katie, really, there's an article that I was reading and it says that you were more focused on trying to get your child to eat than you were on his cognitive development. Does that not say anything? Well, it does. We'll get there, but we will continue with this video for now.
So it's pretty interesting. But according to the World Health Organization, 75% of those that lose their life to premature birth are preventable if the people that have the preemie have access to cost-effective interventions to help the child.
My gosh, your facts are so old. What was oh my God, he's one of my favorite people and I've just forgotten his name, but they have a display this is one of my reasons I want to go to Coney Island. It probably doesn't even exist anymore. They used to have a display of the guy that created that, invented the incubators. So without incubators, so many premature babies used to pass away because there was nothing to help them grow, no warmth, no artificial womb. And he's a legend, and I just forgot his name, and that sucks. But yeah, what is she talking about? Gosh, I don't think it should be that high on on this side. Like, shouldn't it be down a bit? I don't think she's broad enough. I think it's too big for her. Like, I feel like this is a medium and she should have got extra small. I'm focusing on the bad thing. I mean, on the wrong things, because also there's a cat that keeps walking past over here. Is that the cat's bowl? It's shitting me. Oh, man. Okay. I'm really losing focus, but look, we're almost there. Breathe, everyone. We are going back in, and this must be around the time when she was copying Lindsay with the half shoulder. That's what I've called it. It's not even the cold shoulder because it's a cold heart, but I just feel like it's half a shoulder. Oh, it's half a brow. Oh, no, it's not. If only.
Child. So there are places all over the country and all over the world where women have children that are premature and they don't have access to the necessary respirators or, you know, feeding tubes or hospitals that would keep the baby alive long enough so that they can get to a point where they can live without tubes and oxygen and they can eat by themselves. So I was like, well, I'm just going to talk about it. And tomorrow I'll be linking where you can donate to the March of Dimes. I'm going to donate a portion of what I make tomorrow. And tomorrow, tubes and oxygen, the necessary respirators or, you know, feeding tubes or hospitals that would keep the baby alive long enough so that they can get to a point where they can live without tubes and oxygen and they can eat by themselves. So I was like, well, I'm just going to talk about it. And tomorrow I'll be linking where you can donate to the March of Dimes. I'm going to donate a portion of what I make tomorrow to the March of Dimes. And I am just going to encourage you guys, if you have a child that was a preemie, or you were a preemie and you have a story that you would like to share, just please go ahead and share it. Part of the World Health Organization says is to share your story. So we got through our preemie life. We survived it. We are 8 years removed now, and we are thriving. It's been a long road. We still have asthma from it. That is the one thing that they don't really, you never know if you're going to be the percentage of premature child, if you're going to child is going to be that percentage that ends up having asthma. So asthma is one of
I'm pretty sure 100% of premature births have asthma as a child, at least. Have a decreased immune system. Is she fucking... Well, there's not much going on in her. There's not much going on in my head either. I'm trying to, before we go back, I'm just trying to tell my brain, don't leave yet.
the most common issues that premature babies develop because their lungs are born premature, and premature lungs are not big enough, and it just creates a whole host of issues. And so my son was born with premature lungs, and
With premature everything, Katie, all the organs, a premature baby isn't born with just fully developed everything and then premature lungs. Oh my gosh. Underdevelopment of muscles in the mouth. That's why there's no muscles in the tongue. Also, the whole digestive system. I swore that this was the one where she addresses the spina bifida. Maybe it's not, but the time is ticking down. And okay, we're going back. It's too big, isn't it? The top is too big. Oh my gosh. At least get a little clip from the office, her office. Are there any clips there? Clip it at the back.
and we still have asthma to this day. But so asthma is one of the most common issues that premature babies develop because their lungs are born premature, and premature lungs are not big enough, and it just creates a whole host of issues. And so my son was born with premature lungs, and we still have asthma to this day. But I definitely wish no babies had to be premature. Some prematurity is 100% avoidable, like with proper prenatal care. A lot of premature births can be prevented. Because of my prenatal care, we were able to stop my preterm delivery at 28 weeks, and we actually got me to 35 weeks with bed rest. So there are ways to...
There's an article. The article, I used to be a crunchy mum, and she talks about how her and Toad didn't believe in certain vaccines, like pregnancy vaccines and prenatal care, in specifically oh my God, come on, mouth. Folic acid. I'm probably saying it wrong, but you know where I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, I just got to press play. Now my mouth's not working.
To extend so that you can get the baby cooking, I guess. That's what my doctor always said. We need to cook him a little bit longer, is what she would always say. So that your baby gets to a better spot where it's safer for them to be born. So for me, that meant bed rest for 6 weeks of just laying there and doing nothing. Progesterone is a medication they can give to also stop premature and help with premature labor. So there's so much ways to get longer, but it doesn't always get you there. So we worked so hard to get me to that point, but my cervix was so done by the time that I got to 35 weeks. We just gave up and we delivered. So tributaline. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's lots of different ways that they can keep babies in longer these days. So, I think it's just the space to talk about it and being more aware of it and being more cognizant of it. And if you were a mama that went through the NICU and you're a NICU graduate, ways to like get longer, but it doesn't always get you there. So we worked so hard to get me to that point, but my cervix was so done by the time that I got to 35 weeks. We just gave up and we delivered. So tributylane. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's lots of different ways that they can keep babies in longer these days. So, I think it's just the space to talk about it and being more aware of it and being more cognizant of it. And if you were a mama that went through the NICU and you're a NICU graduate, I see you.
Okay, I just made it like completely more creepy, but if you're new to my channel, you might need to know that one of my favorite things to do is watch Katie in slow motion. And I do that privately because no one wants to sit and watch that. But God, she's just so into herself as she says all this. Hello to the NICU graduates. What the fuck, man? When were you going to talk about the baby that was born premature? That had premature lungs. My gosh. Okay, well, I'll put it back to normal and we'll just hear the last word.
Even though we're 8 years removed from it, I can still remember it like it was yesterday. And
I wish that my mum could remember my birth. Like, it's so annoying. Out of 4 kids, I'm the only one that doesn't really have a birth story, a birth time. Neither one of my parents know when I was born. They only know what date I was born because it's on my birth certificate. But yeah, my dad was pretty much more worried about my mum, and then they just took me off. And yeah, so I can't believe she can remember it like it's yesterday, 8 years ago. Where's the PTSD when she's retelling this story? Because what I've had to, for my birth story triggers my mum, so I can't really, there's only a few things I get out of her. But I've recently found out that the doctor who delivered me wrote a study on my birth, and that it's used in medical. It's used in for medical students. So I'm going to go and hunt it down. And she still presents it in lectures. So even to sit in on that, can you imagine? That'd be like a 40-year birthday present to myself, I reckon. Just wow, because I think my mum had placenta. Oh my God, now I've forgotten what it is. Placenta something. Like there's 2 placenta. Look, I should have looked into that or asked mum. Placenta something. I can't think.
I am still, I can be right back in the NICU like it was yesterday. So tomorrow is Prematurity Awareness Day. Wear purple. And yeah. Bye, guys.
Well, I kind of feel ripped off. Where was my spina bifida talk? Well, I should have watched this one before. Maybe there's another one. Still, I love that she is so knowledgeable about Prem babies. I almost said preemie. I can't say preemie because where did that extra E come from? It's not logical in my mind, but can we just, gosh, I want to listen to it all in slow. Where's the universe brought us in? Let me just have a little playtime now. Where's the universe wants us to see this one?
Time in the neonatal intensive care unit. And if you have a chance.
Did anyone catch that burp before? No, I didn't catch that burp before. She must be drunk, or just in my opinion, or she's got, you know, what Janelle Eaton has with her esophagus. Is she still got those issues? I haven't checked in on Janelle in a while, but, you know, I don't feel like swamp life. I feel like I've, you know, this is my life now. I really don't know if I've leveled up or gone down to hell. I think I've gone down from swamp life. Is it swamp life? Fuck. No, it's the land. Katie used to call it the swamp, didn't she? Who have I become? Okay. Talking like shit. I'll bring it back. I don't want it to be over. Don't be over. How did that not move?
A lot of mothers of children with disabilities, children that are mothers of children on the spectrum. I have a lot of individuals on the spectrum. I have a lot of individuals with chronic illness. I have a lot of individuals that have various life-threatening diseases that have followed me over the years. And that has always, you know, no matter what format I do, they kind of have just come with me. I started as a writer that shared my blogging journeys, raising a child with special needs and raising a child that had medical conditions.
Is that the same thing? Okay, I'm just trying to extend the bullshit. I wanted more bullshit. I'm used to more. I wanted more from you, Katie. I thought that we were going to learn about premature babies, not you. And it's weird that she's like, and we gave birth. And then we were discharged. And then, but we still have asthma. She doesn't, and when she talks about her birth, like giving birth, she's like preaching as in, you know, they gave me this to prolong the labor so that the baby could get baked more or whatever. Did she say baked? No, she said cooked. I would have said baked. But yeah, I always say to like, because I am the odd one out of my siblings. I always say, at least you guys got 9 months in the fucking womb. I was ripped off. I didn't get that. I got taken out of that. I got taken out before I was fully grown. Yes. And then, yeah. I don't even know what to say. Let's bring it back to me, shall we? Can we find the cat? I just want to find the cat. Did you see the cat? Okay, it's like it's not going to happen. So just weird. Like, where are the dogs then if the cats are there? Okay. You know what we should do? I should go and show you my Twitter because I've been putting a lot of stuff on there. Should we go there? Or should I end this and do another stream? What do you think, Katie? Katie from the block's got a big, big rock on her finger. Yes, it's your marriage ring, but is your marriage really real? No, because the diamond isn't real. It's all for show. Woo! Okay, that was my song. Oh, hi. Oh, this is where I butcher your name by saying it. Or have I butchered it before? Is it Maya? Maya or Maya? Oh, I think it might be Maya. How are you? Look at you in my chat. Is this real? You should be up here presenting all this. I don't know what's going on. I can't even get words to form. I'm focused on the damn cat and the top. Maya says, did you catch where KJ contradicts how long she was in bed rest for? I listened to this one and her other one, her other prematurity day video. Why does she lie about everything? Yeah, that's, well, even with the whole NICU, with the bed rest thing, yeah, she said 6 weeks in this one. I'm going to have to find the other one. I knew there was another one. But yeah, I don't know why she lies. I don't think she knows the truth. I think she always has to expand, elaborate to make it even more dramatic, I guess. But lying even about being in the NICU, because from reading her articles, which a lot of us have, the timelines overlap. But in the NICU, there's one article where she says they spent 1 week in the NICU, and then there's one where it was 5 weeks. But yeah, there's one where she says that he was born at 38 weeks. Here she says 35 weeks. So what really is it? And then even if it was 35 weeks, he wouldn't be spending, how long did she say? 3 weeks in the hospital? Oh, I've confused myself with the numbers. There's so many numbers flying around right now, and that's what's really happening. And then she just picks it out of the cloud and says, this is the date that I'm going with. Who's going to know? No one's smart like me. I know my timeline. I know exactly what happened. She doesn't even know what happened the day before. Once she finishes the last drop, in my opinion, of that day fails to exist anymore when she wakes up in the next morning. Everything she did the day before, all that guilt and shit, does not exist. That's how an alcoholic is able to continue, or an addict is able to continue. You just dismiss, ignore that it happened. It's just a brand new day. Who's going to tell you otherwise? Definitely not your alcoholic husband. Yes. Okay. I'm going to have to find the other one, and then we'll have to do a part 2. But yeah. Where was I? I can't even think. I cannot even put a word. Oh, hang on. Pronunciation. Pronounced your name correctly, Maya. Oh. Have you watched Pen 15? Although that's what they want us to think that it says. But do you reckon Katie would call it Pen 15? Which spell? Well, no, I'm not going to give it to you, because I think it's good when it takes people a long time, like me sometimes. And then you figure out that it's that. And, well, I'm not going to tell you. Because I've even forgotten just what I was talking about. But yeah, Maya from Pen 15. Oh my God, I want to rewatch it again. It's really good. It's really funny. Plus, I wanted to do a bowl cut, a fruit bowl cut. Like, it's a longer one than a bowl cut. Because I feel like a bowl cut is kind of like a noodle bowl. But if your head could fit in that, I don't know. Could yours? My mum's head could. The small heads. Okay, I am going to get her off here, but because obviously I can't conclude because I've got nothing in my brain. I'll bring it back to Maybe I'll just bring it back to the cookie. There we are. There we are. We can breathe. We can breathe. So that was the widow's peak. Can't believe that she's, as soon as I start doing a middle part and I come back here, boom, she's got a middle part. Is she copying me? No, I'm copying her. Oh, Squidward's in here too. It's been forever. Dirty Sal. Oh, Dirty Sal. Dirty Uncle Sal. Don't ask. I don't. How you guys going? Grandma Laurie? Yeah, I think because I put the let you guys know that I was going to do this like a day ahead, although I accidentally, made it for last night, and then Snail Girl realized, went back, changed it. And I think by doing that, I was able more of you were able to see it. And I really appreciate you guys coming in and having a good old chin wag. It's been a while. Look at you guys. I'm just looking at the people in chat, obviously, not the people that are just watching. Hi to you too. But if you ever do want to come in and just have a good old chin wag in the chat, chin wag, Australian slang for having a chat, because, you basically move your chin up and down if you've got one. But it's fine if you don't. You can move your implant up and down. Why wouldn't you go and get that fixed, man? Like, it has moved. It's also another reason I don't like the present videos because, let's just go back to when the chin was where it was supposed to be. I just feel like that must be hurting or doing damage or corroding some other, just wouldn't now be the perfect time to go and get it done? I reckon yes. Gosh, look what's happened in my state. I haven't watched the news since, forever, because that's how I survive. And so I didn't know that we had stopped wearing masks in our city. And then I wore a mask down to IGA, down the shop, and no one's wearing a mask. And I had to pinch myself, see if I was dreaming. And then I didn't even want to take it off. Like now. It's like, do I have to wear makeup now? I don't want to. But yeah, my state. Everyone's like, no more working from home. Everyone's gone back. I'm like, no, it can't be over. Oh, hi, Carrie. Oh, TK. Good reminder. If anyone would like to join the Cacti contributors, the link is pinned in the chat and it's also in the description. Guys, this is the description box you want to check out because I'm going to leave the playlist for all the other feeding videos that I've done. There's only like 4. But like I said, I don't want to call it a rabbit hole. What is another thing that borrows? Like beaver. No. Cactus beaver. I just popped up in an episode of Winnie the Pooh next to Rabbit, who's doing the gardening. Yes, this is where my mind has gone. ADHD. Yes, most Prem babies do have it. I wish that she would have addressed the digestive system and the extended belly because that's a big issue. Like, I don't have muscle tone like in my stomach. So when I was a child, my stomach used to just stick out. But then as I moved into late teenager, 20s, I became more aware that I was unable to hold it in. And so actually made a conscious decision to hold it in. But yeah, God, there's some times there's video of me on stage and oh my God, I just look like the penguin from Batman. And I used to always say, yeah, I'm the shape of an apple, but an apple on a stick, those candy apples, because that's the only time an apple would be on a stick. Or would it? Can you just get an apple on the stick? Oh, a gopher. That's a good one. Gopher. Is that the one from Winnie the Pooh? I think that's what it's called. Well, goose. now that you say that, Goo says, don't worry, CB, the government will come up with another crisis to control us. Or I would be very wary about putting all your attention on that supposed leaked abortion thing. Obviously, it was purposely leaked, and it's just a draft, and it's the first draft of many. It's not even gone through, like it was rejected. So like it was purposely leaked to get to distract everyone's attention from what? I would not be paying attention to that abortion stuff right now. This is what they do. They throw out distraction cards like racism, abortion rights, stuff that is just going to divide people and create the most uproar, and undivided attention goes on that. Whereas there's shit going on in the background. There'll be some deal going on between the US. Like, watch what's going on in the White House. What is Biden? I was going to say the Biden man up to. I don't think it's him. I think there's other stuff. But yeah, just don't put all your attention on this. And yeah, it's fucked. I hate the media. Because they will go with this abort, and even the way they are presenting the news. They're saying like this could go through, and really, if you read the document, it's just the first draft. I'm sure that a lot of that would have been edited out in the second draft. Like the first draft, I know when I write the first draft, it's just a basically everything you want to say, and then you bring it down to what you can, like the laws and what's accepted and everything. What would be accepted? Like first draft. Okay, I can't sit here because I don't know why I've gone brain dead right now. I do. KJ's giving me short circuit. I'm just reading. Venda says, last night I heard a bit about the abortion thing. Even if it passes, each state can vote. It's just, why the fuck? Like, why the fuck would anyone have the right to override my choices of my body? But then I do understand both sides, and that's why it's always going to divide people. Always. Racism is another card. Meghan Markle loves to play that card. And that is a very important card not to pay attention to, because there is, like, she's not the first black person in the royal fucking family. I don't know where that came from. Actually, I do. The media that's trying to spin the whole racism card with Meghan Markle, that was not the issue. She's so evil. She's like to Kate. Can you imagine, like Kate, Princess Kate? I don't know if Americans are so, because like my mum follows the royal family to the T. And this is the one thing that me and her really agree on. And I'm like, I'm there for it. She's bringing the info and I'm bringing the facts of what I'm seeing. But, oh my God, Prince Harry. Yes. Oh, Noelle. I was going to say this, but I didn't want to come back when we were watching Katie. She was doing full pinchy. Haven't seen pinchy in a while. I was even wondering if she was going to do a cliffhanger. But yeah, pinchy. So glad you saw that. Oh, you have a 33-year-old child? Just anyone that has a child. I'm like, you have a child? You're raising a human? Oh, is your son born? Was he born Prem? Sorry. Pretty with pistols. Oh my God, do you have a tattoo like that? I take everyone's names way too far. Katie's never donated money. She has sent a lot of people on goose chases for no reason, though. Like, Katie's good at the distraction card stuff. Well, not good at it. Well, yeah, probably good at it because Unirock is really her dealer of the cards, distraction cards. Oh, imagine the context of that if someone just cut it out, because really it's the other way around, my opinion. Not. Carrying on. Why can't I just edit that out? I need my own beeping machine. But even my delayed reaction would not cover it. Yes, Pinchy was replaced by the Mr. T Chains. I don't know if she does swingy swing with the 2 fingers on the long bar one. Oh my God. But was her long bar one? Long bar one. Could be so many things. Was hers a heartbeat one? I'm not sure. Or did it say her name? Or did it have way more meaning? Katie's? Because Katie's isn't even her son's heartbeat, even though it has a heartbeat on it. It's not her son's heartbeat, which would have been amazing, which she is too dumb to think, because it's about her and her story about having a son with congenital heart condition. I just said it wrong. Did I say it wrong? God, this is what happens. I'm a hermit and I read, that's all I do is I read books, and I don't have to say the word out loud. But then me in the Google pronunciation, oh my God, partner in life. Who needs a husband when you've got the Google pronunciation person? But yeah, they can't really do much other than help me with pronunciation, but that's really all I need. I'm actually being serious. Actually, I'm writing that down. That is actually a potential for some. I'm a little bit loose tonight. I think my brain hasn't quite. On the weekend, I plan to do stuff. I plan to do lives and check in with the members and share some stuff, exclusive stuff with the members. But last minute, because the Perth Comedy Festival is going on at the moment, and I'm a stand-up comedian, and I opened a show for my friend, and then I was just sitting in the back of his car. But you know how filthy men are. Had my feet, my knees were so close to my face because my feet were on all the Macca's rubbish. Yeah, so it was that kind of car, just to make you feel like you're there with me. And I was just leaning back, window open, beautiful. And then something bit me on my neck, and it was a spider. And I don't know what kind of spider it was, but yeah, then I had to go to the hospital and drink this stuff. And then, of course, I had a reaction to the stuff the hospital people gave me. And I was under observation, had to stay there for 6 hours or something. And I just started hallucinating. I think I might have watched too much Buffy, because I really thought I was on the episode of Buffy in the hospital, which used to be my worst. I used to hate that episode. As soon as I came home from the hospital, that's the episode I watched. But then I went on Twitter. Who knows what I said and where I posted what, but I've been saying a lot of stuff on Twitter. I think we should do a live stream one time of me going on Twitter and showing you stuff. More when I've got a brain. Why is everything not sounding well? It's not sounding well. I'm going to have to... Oh, Noelle. Noelle says, I freaking love your accent. I could listen to you all day. Oh my God. I just need to screenshot that. Imagine listening to me all day. I will become annoying, I feel. But thank you. That's so nice of you to say. I love American accents. I love Todd Chrisley's accent. Like, oh my God, I could listen to that accent all day. It's similar to LB's accent. Well, I don't know geography, but I feel like they're both in the South, but not South America, because South America is different to Southern America. This is like, so this is me trying to find clarity in a world where I was not born with geography cells for my brain. Oh, Goose. I don't know how to say your name. Have I butchered it before? Should I attempt? Oh, it's going to be hard. Okay, I can't even form the brain cells. This is what's happened to me. Anyway, you said, yeah, I like your voice. It's cool how language evolves for the individual. Yes. For the cactus. But during lockdown 2020, because I lived by myself, I was not using my mouth. How can I say this without it sounding bad? I was not using my mouth and my tongue. I wasn't talking as much to people. So I kind of lost the ability to talk. I remember I even went on a whole silent retreat of a whole week. I didn't say anything. Well, you know. And then I started my YouTube channel in 2021 because I was cock blocking myself in my own stand-up comedy career because I didn't have any self-confidence. So I was really starting to doubt myself, and my depression and everything was coming back, my anxiety, everything that I didn't have when I first started. I didn't have a brain, so I didn't have all my anxiety. It all came back, and then I just started this CB channel. And if it wasn't for the Cactus crew pushing me out of my comfort zone, I wouldn't have self-confidence like I do now and conquering in the stand-up comedy scene. I would never, who is this person? It's taken me a while. My brain is still trying to catch up that I get a second chance at life. It's crazy. And I wish that I was, I don't know. One day, I reckon. One day I will. I'll make it to America and I'll have to do a Cactus tour and just go see all the Cactus crew. Noelle says, have you seen a kangaroo? I know it sounds stupid, but I've heard they're in Australia. Do you know what? There's one in America, was on the news. No, obviously it escaped from some zoo or something, but it was on the loose. And I was like, go little kangaroo, you'll never get home. But yeah, I've seen kangaroos, and I mean, they're everywhere. Recently at Easter, my brother brought home his Pommy girlfriend, so his girlfriend from the UK, and she wanted to see kangaroos. And we said, good, this is going to be awesome, because we were going on a road trip for 6 hours, and there were 3 of us, 3 cars. And yeah, we always say, if you want to see kangaroos, just go for a road trip. That you see them, they're all on the side of the road. I'm sorry. Okay, let's pick a different story. Or they're at the cemetery. That's where I would take someone to go see them, because they're everywhere and they're just hanging out, sunbathing and eating all the flowers from the graves. That's the closest you can get. But yeah, otherwise, if you live on a farm or, they're always hopping everywhere. Who was it? Sue. Was it Sue? Sue M? She has a channel and she has videos because she lives in a place where she sees kangaroos every day, and she has videos on her YouTube channel of them actually doing the punching. They punch each other. So yeah. Oh, they're so cool. It's sad when they get hit by cars and then they have the joey in their little pouch, and then wildlife rescuers have to like raise the joeys. Yeah, and I think that was my cousin had a joey that they rescued from the side of the road, and they raised it, and it was basically her little brother. And yeah, it was really cool. They had these big fences in the backyard because they had to stop it from hopping over the fence. But yeah, family photos. Joey was there. I mean, his actual name was Joey. Oh, hang on, let me just see. It did. Oh, Dingo ate her baby. You know, there's the Buffy reference there. But yeah, also, that's a crazy true crime story. Lindy Chamberlain, where like, first off, like, it always just fucking like, because the daughter, Azalea, she was born around the same time as my brother, who's now about to turn 42. And yeah, she was like months old, like 3 months old, and they went camping with the toddler as well. And yeah, of course. And dingoes are just known to be around there. There was this recently these family, they were in like a caravan, but it was it a caravan? Yeah. And they were camping, and this dingo literally came up and unzipped the tent and went in and tried to drag their child. Like, the parents woke up and the dingo was dragging their child by the clothes out of the tent. Then when the parents went and grabbed the child, they noticed that they were surrounded by like a pack of dingoes. So scary. Oh man. In my state, I don't think we have them, but our state is so, we don't let anything in. We probably do have dingoes. Kangaroos are so mean and have daggers for feet, not paws. No, that's drop bears. Drop bears have like knives for fangs. No, yeah, the dingo story is real. And do you know what's even worse? That no one believed the parents that this dingo had stolen their child. So Lindy Chamberlain, the mum, was actually put away in jail. She went to jail and prison, and she was, I don't know how long she was in there. She eventually let out. But yeah, what a great name for a band though. From Buffy, Seth Green's band, Dingo Stole My Baby. I know there's Buffy fans out there. I've been thinking about rewatching it, but after the whole Josh Whedon thing, I don't know. I got to try and get a few years past that news and then deny that it ever happened. It is. It's so sad. And also they had like Aboriginal, Indigenous, Australian Indigenous trackers that like that's their land. They're able out at Ayers Rock, Uluru. They were able to track the dingo and they found the baby's clothes and everything. But no one was going to listen to Indigenous trackers back then. Oh, you've been to my state? Oh, no, you're probably talking to someone else. Oh, there's stuff I want to go and check out because now that I'm out of my house, I've got all these stuff. And I've been going up north to see my nieces. And yeah, I want to go and check out, there's like rock, Indigenous Australian Aboriginal rock art. And yeah, similar images are also found in the pyramids. So that's always intrigued me. Okay, we have gone way off topic. Oh, Australia. Yeah, you'll have to come to Australia one day. one day, hopefully I can go to America. Where did I want to go? Who knows? I can't think. My brain is like, you have to timestamp this. I've got most of them down. But yes, I'm going to depart. Thank you so much, though, for everyone that came in to chat, to put words down, everyone listening. Yeah, we'll have to find the second video. At least we've got a taste of what's to come. Oh my gosh. Oh, TK. I know. And then I can disappoint you in real life. I know. Imagine I want to get my face out there or not. Okay. Enough of dribbling nothing. Oh, yes, the weed capital of the USA. Is that Colorado, Boki? If I got the wrong. Anyway, wherever it is, I will be there. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Yeah, I've got to add the timestamps, but I will leave it up. I've learnt. Apologies to everyone who, I screwed with your heads that time when I privated it. I'm just a stale girl. I'm trying to figure it out as I go and learn, but it takes a bit. But yes, I will link everything down below, all the links, and yeah, we'll continue on this feeding stuff. What the hell, brain? Put some words that can actually come out. Now this is what I do. It's my life. Thanks, guys. Please have a good day. What is it? Is it May 4th? Is that like Star Wars something? May the 4th be with you? No, is that the 6th, the 7th? Is it even in May? Who knows? I haven't even watched Star Wars. Only Caravan of Courage and Battle of Endor. Yeah. Okay, I'm going before I have to delete this whole live. See you later, guys. I'll see you on Friday because that's how I roll. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Please like this video. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it. See you guys. Thanks.
What am I supposed to do?